Okay, so I have put in the 5 of the signatures. You saw me do the first one. I put in 4 more, and I'm going to go ahead and put this last one in with you again so you can see it getting done. I get these lined up when I'm poking the holes in them and use the binder clips, and that just helps keep them lined up for when I go to do the sewing. So I have my needle and I leave it attached just because that way I know I'm going to have enough. I mean, usually once you do the first one you kind of know how much you need, but I just leave it attached. Okay, so I'm going in. Another thing is, always make sure if you've got a top and a bottom, before you start sewing it in, that you've got the top on the top and the bottom on the bottom, because not any fun having to unsew it to flip her around and start again. Not that I did that, but I almost did. Okay, so I'm going to go, this was my, see where's my, this was my plan. I start from inside, let me flip it around so you can see it the right way. I started from inside my signature, and you just draw however many holes you've got. Draw your pattern of where you want the strings to come out, and you know, if you want them inside your book or outside your book, and just figure out your plan, and then you'll know where you need to start and stop. So that's all you got to do with that. Okay. So I'm starting from the inside center hole, matching it up with the center hole on my book, pulling it through. And then I go up. You can go up or down, whichever way floats your boat. And just slide the signature onto it. Okay, then go into the top hole and into the book. And some of these holes, if you're having a hard time getting your needle through, you just didn't make the hole quite large enough. So you can either wrestle with getting the needle through, or you can go back and make your holes a little larger. I have just chosen to wrestle with it because I'm hard-headed, and I don't want to do things twice. For heaven's sakes, why should you have to do that? So I've been wrestling a little bit because I did not make the holes. Now, when you're coming back through a hole that you've already gone in, you want to please make sure that you're not getting any part of the cord, because then you're not going to be able to tighten it, and you're going to have to take it all apart, or at least pull out that one stitch. So just really work at double checking that you're not getting, and actually by having this looser so that you can see where the stitch is, it actually makes it easier than having it tighter. And then I just kind of slide, and that wasn't at the right angle. I just kind of slide the signature on, and I'm getting it, I'm missing that. Oh, for heaven's sakes. All right. Some of them are going to be easier than others. There we go. And I'm started to get into that cord, so I just kind of backed it off a little bit. And then when you get it pulled through, you just want to make sure that you can slide this, okay? And that's, I pulled the cord and just made sure that it was going to slide. So it's good. So now we're going from here, we're going down to this hole. We're skipping the center one. And we're going down to this hole, which I made, for some reason, it seems to me that I made these holes down here a little bigger than the holes up top. And I think I just lied to myself because this one feels pretty tight. There we go. Yeah, that one's pretty tight. You just want to be careful that you're not gonna poke yourself with your own needle. Okay. And now we're going back through this one, and you want to make sure that you're not going to get into that cord, and you can kind of it's kind of hard to pull and check when you've got the needle in the hole because it is a little tighter to work. But yeah, there, I'm good. I'm good. Now remember, with this one, when we went up that way, you're pulling it down. So if you start up, you're going to pull down with this. And with this, you're going to pull up with it. All right? Now we're going back into the middle hole again. And I did just tighten it, so it's not going to be super easy, but I did get it right in the, it starts lining up once you get this top section and you kind of tighten it down, and then you start working on the bottom section. It starts lining up where it's a little easier to do. And then one thing that I don't think that I went over, and I don't know how huge of a deal it is, but it makes a lot of sense. Now that I've got all the stitching done, this one came from the bottom, so I'm pulling it up. This one went up, so I'm pulling it down. I am going to get one stitch on one side of this one end on one side of this long stitch and one end on the other side. So this one's coming from underneath this way, and this one's underneath this way. And now I'm going to go ahead, take my needle off, cut this end, and I'm going to tie my knot. And yeah, I'm going to just one more little snip. I grab hold of both, and I just kind of make sure that these are all pretty snug, and they are. And I'm just going to tie my knot. So there we go. And I've been doing 3 knots, so I'm just staying with that theme. Okay. So there is all the signatures are in, and I wanted to show you this is the Die Cuts with a View, the Timeless Type Stack. This is where the papers that I've used in here have come from. The ephemera, this piece here. I have gone through and added a few other little tidbits and things. But again, this is pretty much just plain and simple. It is a sketchbook, thought book, journal book. It's not an album. It's not like, I mean, you could put photos in it. You can do anything you want. But to me, these are not to be done, I mean, but shoot, I mean, to me, they're not to be done like regular albums. They're just not, to me. But everybody can do whatever they want. It's, sky's the limit. So anyway, that's really what I wanted to show you, was just how to do that. The stitching came out pretty nicely. It makes for a really nice book. So I'm just going to cover the inside panels And I'm going to probably put a pocket in here for myself. And that's about it. So I hope you guys try these. They're a lot of fun. They're, I mean, I think with the stitching, I used old coffee, my husband's old coffee grounds, and just reheated them up in a little bit of water, and still in the filter. And I mean, I've got maybe $1 worth of product. That's it, $1 worth of product, because I got these sketchbooks for $1. It's you know, nice paper, but they were clearanced out at Michael's. So for $1, I got enough to do 2 books. And see, there's 6 times 4, so there's like, you know, 48. 6 times 8. Yeah, so there, you know, it's a nice little journal that I can put stuff in. Well, you guys have a great day. Thank you for stopping by, and hopefully you'll try these out. They're a lot of fun. Kind of a quick, no muss, no fuss. 50 cents, $1, and you got yourself a handy dandy little book. A little bit of time to do some decorating, coffee stain your paper if you want to, or you don't have to. All right, take care, guys. Bye.